TTC, I'm Dolphignition. Another season has come to an end, except unlike last year, it was two teams that proved they deserved to make it there. And I say this both figuratively and literally when I say, no offense, Patriots and Rams. Shakira and Jennifer Lopez executed the halftime show beautifully. Not gonna lie, when Shakira did the first 40% of the show, I was worried J-Lo wasn't going to show up and maybe something bad happened to her. But she did show up, and though I shouldn't focus too much on J-Lo because Shakira did a fantastic job with her part in the show, I grew up in grade school when Jennifer Lopez started into the music business and continued onward from there. In fact, I would even say I was in kindergarten when her music video, If You Had My Love, was released. You know, looking at this and back, I must say, I feel so bad for Atlanta. Not because their NFL team proved twice they were the undeserving team to make the Super Bowl, oh no. But because whenever the big event occurs in Atlanta before the following year, especially when it occurs in Miami, it seems they get the shit end. First with WrestleMania 27 to 28. Yeah, that's right. I used to be a WWE fan, and I actually did attend in the crowd WrestleMania 28. Now, Super Bowl 53 to 54. And my goodness, when the college football championship hosted Georgia versus Alabama, that must have stung the Big Peach hardcore. Hopefully, the future will treat the city that's too busy to hate with a little more love. But now on to the game. I went to someone else's house, and I usually help set up the Super Bowl party. And I always look forward to their big screen. This year, we had slight bit of technical difficulties in which I was so focused on helping them out with that and trying to find like any solution, because I'm not exactly a techno genius, but I do what I can to help and more. And hence, I didn't really get to watch much of the first half. But then again, the first half wasn't really much to watch compared to the second half. But there's always a $1 million question with every Super Bowl. Last year was this. Did any of those teams deserve to make the Super Bowl after some screwed calls from both the Saints and the Chiefs? Sure enough, that score pretty much showed the answer. This year, the question is this. Can the San Francisco 49ers do what they've done best to their previous competition and lead the Chiefs high enough to the point where their Mahomes magic won't happen in time? Or will the 49ers be just like any regular opponent who loses to the Chiefs by keeping the lead before losing it? Sure enough, the second occurrence happened. The 49ers were in the lead 20-17, but going up against an absolutely dynamic Chiefs squadron that, for the last 5 years, they have been hungry to make the Super Bowl, and after falling short too many times, there was no way in hell that lead would last. Chiefs scored a touchdown to lead with Kobe's number to 20 in honor of Bryant, followed by, I think it was, a turnover before a jaw-dropping touchdown from Damian Williams. Of course, if it wasn't going to be Ryan Tannehill scoring a touchdown at Hard Rock Stadium, it had to be a former running back from this. Overall, it's the Over, let me rephrase myself. Overall, unless it's the New England Patriots, I love seeing either an organization get their first championship win, an organization get redemption after being the runners-up last season, or seeing a long drought finally come to an end. Congratulations, Kansas City. After 50 years, Lombardi Trophy number 2 has finally happened. And the best part is this. Normally, and here's the best part. Normally, the next phase after championship comes God complex and toxicity within the fan base, sprinkled with bandwagons. However, as a Dolph fan, we don't have to worry too much about that because, well, we beat the Patriots week 17, which kind of helped you guys to get to that second speed that you all deserved, as well as trade Tannehill to a better system that, surprisingly enough, eliminated the Patriots in the playoffs. And of course, we hosted the Super Bowl for you guys to hoist that Lombardi. So, tough luck to Patriots fans, Ravens fans, Texans fans, and maybe the entire AFC West, because Dolphins and Chiefs are like Lafayette and George Washington. We cool like that. As for the San Francisco 49ers fans, like I said, the Chiefs were hungrier to get that Lombardi as the last 5 years proved it. But for you guys, you went from being bottom of the division to the top of the conference. So, before you feel sad, let me remind you, so many organizations, such as the Browns, the Chargers, the Lions, and especially my Miami Dolphins, would give up their writing arm to have that fantastic highlight happen to them. If I was a 49ers fan, I would be proud the way my team left that Super Bowl, the runners-up, compared to other runners-up in NFL history, such as the 90 and the 92 Bills, the 98 and the 016 Falcons, and plenty more. This 2019 San Francisco squadron played really well. Not just exceptionally well, very good. And I wouldn't put it past Jimmy Garoppolo, George Kittle, and Nick Bosa scoring their 6th Lombardi sometime in the near future. So, to the real members of the 49er Empire, and not those losers that all of a sudden showed up when they started playing good, keep your heads up. The future is looking great. As of now, American football has come to an end. So where do I go to watch sports? The answer is in my new logo. Major League Soccer as Inter Miami begins their first official season. And boy, am I excited to rep those Neapolitan colors. I don't know what to expect from that team, but whether they suck or kick ass, just know that during NFL season, I bleed turquoise, white, and orange, and during MLS season, I bleed black, white, and pink. So, for Drake Callender, John McCarthy, Brian Meredith, Luis Robles, Mikey Ambrose, AJ De La Garza, Grant Lillard, Christian Macun, Dylan Nealis, Alvis Powell, Ben Sweat, Roman Torres, Denzo Ulissi, George Acosta, Luis Argudo, Jay Chapman, Lee Nguyen, David Norman Jr., Matias Pellegrini, Victor Ulloa, Juan Agudelo, Julian Carranza, Jeremy Kieswetter, Robbie Robinson, sorry if I may have mispronounced some of those names wrong, Diego Alonso, who will be our head coach, and just so any of you all know, he led a team in the Mexican football club called FC Monterrey to their 5th title last season. And finally, to David Beckham, who put his heart and soul into making this club possible. Good luck to every single one of you. And I'll aim to be at Lockhart Stadium, seeing how I'm not so far away from that. Probably not at the first game, but maybe a couple others. So yeah, to all the people of Inter Miami, good luck. And now on to the juiciest part of this video. My message to not only Kiss the Rings, aka Bling Dynasty, aka Master at Work, but will now soon to be whatever the Chiefs fans named you. I'm expecting Mahomes bitch. But my message to the rest of the Patriot Nation. You see, but let me start with Kiss the Rings. I watched your reaction after the Super Bowl, but there was one thing you said within that video that I disagree with. You said, what a nightmare of a season we Patriot fans got. Oh, no. See, this season wasn't a nightmare. This season you witnessed was just a taste of what your true nightmare, your next season, will have for you. Yeah, go ahead. Say Brady is going nowhere. He's staying in New England. But if you think for 1 second that things are going to be the same in this division, the AFC East, you, along with the rest of you Patriots fans that agree with the same thing, are highly mistaken. The Buffalo Bills will have finally figured out their flaws from their last 2 seasons enough for them to lead the division. So first off, yeah, I'm expecting them to capitalize our division. And second off, the Jets and the Dolphins are going to draft players that will completely change the way you guys think of us, to the point where I'm expecting not only the Jets to score 1 win off you guys, but also for us to sweep you guys. So hypothetically speaking, if Tom Brady does stay with New England, I give him respect for loyalty points, but he'll be making a move that will be the biggest regret of his career. Because Edelman lost his touch, or should I say, he lost his catch after that debacle against Tennessee. Gronk is gone. Sanu has pretty much proven he was never the answer to begin with. Sony Michel has gotten easier to stop. And all Brady has left is either Stephon Gilmore or whoever they draft. But then again, I wouldn't put it past Stephon Gilmore to be traded. So, yeah, whoever you probably draft, you're at the mercy at that person now. And it's funny. So, yeah, you've downgraded from being this defensive team that delivers all the stops to anything special the other teams have, with an offensive team that has scarred records in the NFL history, with Gronk, Amendola, Edelman, and of course the GOAT Brady, to now all of a sudden still that defensive team that delivers all the stops to any special abilities the other teams have, but with a scarred offense that just doesn't get it done like the good old days, to where they now have to be at the mercy of their D-line to get far. Mark my words, we Dolphins had to go through that struggle last season. We had to go through that struggle knowing that next season, which was this season, was going to be a tanking season of hell. And now, this time, you Patriots fans have to as well, while the AFC East, and this is the difference maker, the AFC East will rise back to being a much more balanced division than the last 2 decades. And that rage that I have when I'm waiting at a traffic light behind a car with that putrid, disgusting flying Elvis at the back of those Patriot fans' bumper will turn into happiness and joy, knowing that next season my Dolphins will rise and your dynasty will fall. This is Dolphignition. Fins up, and don't get this confused with Philadelphia. I'm saying this for my soccer team because Inter Miami is nicknamed the Herons. Go Birds! Enjoy 2020. Take care.